Hey, remember that game that exploded in popularity a few years ago because everybody was so bored out of their mind they decided to actually enjoy spelling tests again? What was it called? Wordle? Yeah, I made that in Minecraft. Kinda. What I mean by kinda is that we don't use words here anymore. No. We use concrete powder. That's why it's concretele. Except it's missing an E right there. Now you might be thinking, oh, that doesn't sound too difficult, you know? I'm sure it was super simple. Ooh, hmm. Yeah, this took me a little while. This green section alone has caused me so much frustration because it should not be this difficult to just fill a chest minecart. Like, it should not be this difficult, but, you know, it works. And a common theme you'll find here is that everything just works. Um, it just barely gets held together with repeater chains and observers. It's not a great, it's not a most compact or most efficient system. It just works sometimes. The individual components, like this blue and orange slice right here, those I'm proud of, you know. But it's just connecting the individual components together that's the interesting part. Like on its own, I think this little green segment is really cool. I think that like it's a interesting way I did it. But connecting it to everything else, it's just so out of the way because it's such an odd shape that it's just clunky, you know? But I set myself a very tough goal for this. I wanted to be able to play this game by myself in a single player world. You may have seen some people make versions of Wordle where it's a lot simpler than this. Ones where the owner of the game just changes the word every week or however long. But I play single player a lot, so I wanted a system that adds a sequence for me, which is it's it's interesting. And because I don't want to spend a bunch of time making combinations just for this video, I'm later on when I play the game, I'm gonna know the combination, but I'm just gonna do a demo, so don't fool yourself. I'm not that bad at the game. I'm just intentionally showing off the features. I hope. Uh, but there's some things that I took a big break on this project for quite a while, and I didn't know what they were or how some of this stuff worked. Some of the components I labeled when I built them individually, but some of them, like this thing down here, I think I know what it's for, but I'm not 100% sure. I think this just returns the blocks after they get filtered. For the fun of it, I also made a version of the contraption that doesn't have any of the aesthetic blocks, so no facade, but it's got all the exposed redstone, and I think this is a really cool version of it, but when I build it in survival, I'm definitely gonna have a facade because this gives me a headache just looking at it. So, funny story, actually, what I just showed you isn't the original version. This is the original version that I made, and it had 4 concrete powders and 6 guesses. But what you'll notice is that the current version has 5 concrete powders and 5 guesses. And modifying the amount of guesses is pretty simple. You just gotta like move this comparator a little bit or whatever. It's not a huge deal. But adding in capacity for a new concrete powder it's interesting for sure because this thing is built with a lot of stuff right up against all the sorters. So basically I just moved everything 1 block this way, which is a lot more difficult than you might think at first, because most of this stuff is timed very precisely with an absurd amount of observers and repeaters, but I'm pretty sure, I'm I'm almost completely sure that it works. Or at least I hope so. I haven't actually tested the new version all the way. I've just fixed all the bugs as I've seen them and got tired, so today's going to be the first the real test. But the real reason I came to the main part of my testing world is to show you this. And it's the orange and the blue circuit, basically. And this is what decides if you've inserted a guess into the correct place. The whole check to see if it's actually in the puzzle altogether is so much more simple. but was somehow a lot more annoying to completely like wire up. But that's for later on. So here's the incoming guess. Basically, I guess the whole thing isn't there, but you push this button, and I'll just show you, I guess. It drops down there, and then it pushes the concrete, as you saw, into the hopper minecarts, and they're on rails. And of course, when a falling block encounters a transparent block, it pops off, and since the hopper minecart is right there, instantly picks it up, aligning it perfectly, and putting it into this system over here. In the system, it goes down there. It goes down an absurd chain of hoppers. Probably could have been compacted a little bit, but it's fine. It's fine. It works. And yeah, basically it just goes into this hopper and then goes into the filter. But wait a second, the filter's not set. Why is it not set? Because I forgot to tell you about that. So right up here, there's a rail line, and that is right here. And basically, the minecart comes in from the, I don't know, I don't think I have a name for this. The sequence putter inner. The sequence putter inner goes up here, goes across here, goes across here, and this sets the filters. Now, how does it set the filters? Of course, because this hopper is facing to there. Well, hoppers, they transfer down before they transfer across. So this one goes into here and sets the filter. I'm actually going to show you. So that goes into there, and it ends up in the filter. And then when you go along with the incoming guess, oh, yeah, you see, it takes out both of them. Wow. And then brings them down to here, and then what does this say? Line active after every turn, right? Oh yeah, it's facing that way. So going over here, this dispenses that out. Oh, it's not supposed to do it twice. The other one's supposed to go down into the famed sequence reassembler, which is such a pain to make. I just didn't, because concrete powder's not that difficult to get, so I don't need to conserve it so much. But the ones that get spit out into here go up into the concrete storage. But let's say that, okay, this is red filter, and an orange concrete powder comes along. You guessed it wrong. Oh no. Oh, wait, where'd it go? Little mistake that I need to show later. It ends up in here usually, but the machine thinks it got a correct answer because I guess it did, but that was before. Now it's in here, and this, I think, gets activated. Let's see. That also gets activated after every turn. Yippee! And that just goes back to the concrete storage. But as I just unfortunately remembered, once the correct answer is granted, as you'll notice, there's no filter in here. So if you give a guess, no matter if it's correct or incorrect, it's gonna break the filter, and then that's gonna be stuck in there for the next round, and then cue sadness. But if we go over here, we can see that future redundant correct answers through here to storage barrel. Yup. This I don't know exactly what I did. I think I just started placing down copper bulbs and composters, and then something worked. I don't know what's going on, I'll be honest, but there's some magic going on that whenever you get a correct answer, it it's again, this is a very bad way to do it, but I really wanted it to be tileable, so it is. But that just goes up and not only activates the correct guess lamp, but it also locks this hopper, or does something to this hopper, unlocks it, I think, and then stuff just goes to the storage barrel. Wow, that was a lot. I did that all in one breath. Yep, okay. So this is this guess in the puzzle altogether? Because it might be in the wrong place, but it might still be in the puzzle. And I misspoke earlier. Stuff that goes into this line actually goes down here to this machine over here on this ice little thing. But how does the filter here get set? Well, it's a similar process, but a bit more annoying because filters. But when the chest minecart comes along to set these filters, it also goes around here, drops down onto this, and this is the contraption that's up there that I was just about to show off. and goes into these hoppers, hits this detector rail, and then they fall into the powder snow, which cancels their momentum, which makes them fall perfectly into the filter hoppers. And then once they get spit out from there, they end up eventually on this ice, and they get sorted in, and it's a similar process as the filters over there. And if they don't get picked up by this, they go to the incorrect pieces, which are returned to player, of course, and if it's a mismatched piece, oh, that's the word. I was trying to think of the word mismatched piece returns to playboard to inform the player. And those are over in these two barrels. Now you're probably not wondering, how does the minecart get set so you can filter stuff properly? And if you're not wondering that, you're gonna start wondering that soon, I think. Because those minecarts look like this. Now, if you're not like a no-life Minecrafter, you might not know how frustrating this is to get a minecart in this configuration. And it takes a contraption about this size. This is as small as I was able to get it about. It takes this much just to get a minecart that looks like this. And it takes a shulker box that looks like this. Or with no air gaps here, but it just looks better like this. Now I could stack up hundreds or tens of, however many times I'm going to play this game, minecarts that look like this. But I don't want to do that because that's a lot of entities, first of all, and a lot of room I have to use. So I put everything in shulker boxes. Now, just for the fun of it, I'm going to show you how this works because I spent too many hours not to. So we start out with this minecart. After it gets dropped off, after the game is finished, the minecart goes along here and falls here. And when it goes off this, it summons a shulker box, which looks like this. And it just waits there until the next game starts. However long that's going to be, it doesn't really matter. And whenever the game starts, this gets activated, and the minecart starts filling up with glass, and then concrete powder, then the glass gets taken out, give it a second, and then the concrete powder flows back in again, but they don't stack. But if I just filled the concrete powder in regularly, it would look something like this, which means that the top droppers will get all those blocks on the top layer, and then the bottom ones will get that. And we don't want that. We want the full combination on each of them. So I have to use this system to filter them out properly. And that's kind of all the big systems that I have. Most of them are just, crafter counters and display thingies, and most of it's just spaghetti wiring that makes everything work. The only spaghetti bit I'm really proud of is too much is this little bit right here. This is crucial to resetting the whole machine, but it's kind of a pain to work with. So during the game, the hopper minecart is on this powered rail, and it just picks up anything from this hopper when the item filters clear out afterwards. And it just takes those up here, and they'll appear here. And then it goes across here and onto these hoppers, which, if you've been keeping track, these flow directly into the incoming guest thing. And if there's still a concrete powder in here, like if you lost the game, perhaps, like if you lost the game, there'd still be an item in here, and there's not much room to reset those because you have to power this redstone line right here, which is, as far as I'm aware, impossible. So, or at least without accidentally pulling out two items, which I guess you could just feed one back in, but I don't want to do that. So I use this system, which basically pretends to guess the correct answers, and if the answer's already been correct, then that item just flows back down here to the storage barrel, and if it doesn't, it goes through here, and then also goes to the storage barrel. Are you still awake? Did I bore you to death already? Well, wake up because it's time to play the game. Alright, let's start the game by pressing the start button on the decorative barrel. It's literally just there for balance. And we just kind of wait till the bell rings. Okay, yay, it's not the fastest system when it starts up, or ever, but it does work. As I said, it works. hopefully. Okay, so where do we get our concretes? Well, at the convenient concrete storage. We can have as many as we want, I guess. Let's start out with how the inventory layout is. Okay, there we go. And I added this in last minute. You can also add your guesses here. Pretty cool, huh? Just like the real game. I wanted to make a way to put this in shulker boxes, but I don't think it'll fit well in a shulker box. I think it will fit, but really annoyingly in a way that I'm not willing to automate. So maybe at some other point. But we have our guess here. We put 2 layers just so we remember the first layer. And we click that button to submit the guess, and it counts up. And now we wait. Ooh, look, we got this one. We guessed it correctly. Nice. So we can just put that in there, but none of the other ones. Oh, spoilers. Oh, yep. You see, none of those 4 were in there, so we can put those right back in there if we really want to. And you see that one got returned already. Wow. And no mismatched guesses. Okay. Okay, that's interesting. Let's get some other ones in here. Maybe. Okay. And this is kind of the annoying bit, but you just gotta mine it yourself. You just gotta mine it yourself, honestly. Which it's not an awful way to do it. It's just kind of tedious, I guess. Well, right, that's my second guess. Let's guess it. And ooh. Let's see. What's not in the puzzle? No, those aren't in the puzzle. You can keep them in there, or you can just put them back in the barrel. Okay, so brown, black, and pink were not in there. Okay. But yellow was, but not in that space. So what you can do is, you can kind of use your... Oh, I didn't even put it in the tracker. What you can do is you can use your inventory as like a little guess thing, whatever it's called. But it's not there. Okay, but it can be in any of those 3. Let's guess it as the first one this time. Oh, we can also put these ones away. Okay, yellow. Let's see. Pink is not in there. Let's do orange, maybe? Haven't done orange yet. Maybe a little bit of red. Okay, we know that it's not there. So let's do a little bit of that and then that. Okay, let's put this, just track it, and we submit it. Let's see. Ooh, okay, we got 2 correct on there. 2 additional correct ones. Nice. Okay. We're down to 2 more guesses. Ooh, okay, okay. That's a good sign. I don't know if that yellow was already in there. I hope it was. If not, then the system breaks. Ooh, placed that by accident. Okay, since these 2 are mismatched, that means we just have to flip them. And on the last guess, I guess you don't technically have to... actually add a second layer, but, you know, it's always nice to remember, I guess. Alright, we put that in there, and submit, hopefully. Yay, we got it! And it depowers, and those are all lit up. Nice. And everything turns off. And once you're finished with the game, of course, you gotta remember to put everything back. I guess I could automate it, but I don't really want to. Okay, let's see if there's anything in here. Oh, let's go, let's go. It's not completely broken. Okay, but let's see if over here is broken. No? Okay, good sign, good sign. Nothing in these droppers. As much as this is a demo, it's also a test, because I rage quit last night. Yep, all these are empty. It's working. Nice. It is absolutely crucial that every single filter and every single thing is completely cleared and reset, because if one thing is off, it can throw off an entire game. Oh, I know where our extra blocks are. They're right here. Okay. I was wondering why everything didn't add up to 64. Okay, and now everything should, yeah, besides, of course, the correct answer ones, which I don't know why these are full. It doesn't really matter. Extra concrete. But yeah, that is the whole system working. And since you stayed around to the end through all my technical explanations, you get to see the famed sequence reassembler. And it's just a large chest. If I were to ever make a sequence reassembler, it'd be this, but probably like 3 or 4 times worse. I'll be honest. So yep, that's Concretele for you. Last thing I want to mention is just how terrible writing in slabs and stairs is. This is a 9-letter word, and it's in 13 blocks. I had to get pretty inventive with the N and the L. Deceivingly, L's are really difficult to make out of stairs and slabs. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. The last technical video I did back with like what was it, the computer a while ago, that one did pretty well, so I thought, why not finish up this project and show it off? But with all that said, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye!